It was a good time to live in the 1920s. Well, at least it seemed that way. The Roaring Twenties was a time where people loved to spend money on things they really didn't need. This was called consumerism. People were spending money on items that would make their lives easier, show off, or for entertainment. They were not essential. We do that all the time now. For example, people in the 20s were purchasing radios, fancy clothing, beauty products, cars, new washing machines, or fancy appliances. Well, now we purchase TVs, video game systems, smartphones, beauty products, fancy clothing, fancy appliances. Just like now, as many of us purchase items on credit on apps like Affirm, PayPal, or Klarna, the Roaring Twenties featured people buying on credit as well. The washing machines were so expensive back in the day. Cars were reasonable, but still couldn't be purchased all at once. Radios were out of reach for many Americans, so they were financed. Americans began to finance these purchases and carry a lot of debt, which many Americans do now. Many Americans wanted to live the good life, and buying on credit allowed this to happen. Companies were willing to do it, and banks were willing to lend the money because the economy was going great. The stock market was booming. Speculation was running rampant, as people would buy stocks, hoping the stock price would jump high and they could sell for a quick profit. Think about cryptocurrency and how you can purchase one Ethereum crypto coin for $1,600 in October 2023. Hold that coin for a few months, and then by January, you can sell it for $2,500. Well, that's a good profit. Well, in the 1920s, up until October 1929, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, a collection of stocks used to measure the stock market growth, went up 500%. So if you put 2,000 during this time, by 1929, it grew to 10,000. And that's very impressive. Now, people were buying stocks and seeing their stocks grow staggeringly high. People that didn't have the money to buy large amounts of stocks didn't have to worry either. Banks would lend the money on the stocks, so people were able to buy the margin. The banks held the stock for collateral. The goal was that person could sell the stock at a higher price. The bank gets their money back plus whatever interest was charged, and the person makes a good profit. This was working for a while. People were living good. It was great times in the 1920s, but it was a house of cards.